What's the optimal way to book an Airbnb? Today, we'll walk through the Airbnb platform to see how we can optimize our searches, select our desired filters, and book the perfect rental. Stay tuned, as at the end, I'll also give you a quick list of 3 key items to validate before you book any type of rental. Now, I want to keep making videos that help you with your travel plans, so please write up in the comments below any questions you may have or other apps you'd like to get a walkthrough for. Okay, let's go. So the first step is to log in or sign up. You can search for properties without having an account or without being logged in, but you will need a confirmed profile in order to book a rental. Minimum age for sign up is 18 years old, and for security reasons, there will be an ID verification process. Airbnb retains this information as confidential and does not share it with any third party. To create an account, you can either do it by a phone number, using your Facebook, Google, or Apple profile, or just with a standard email address. Your profile details are quite important on Airbnb, as the hosts will check those details to better understand who they would be renting out their property to. I recommend loading a nice picture of yourself. Here's where you can also see how many reviews you have from the hosts of your previous rentals and how many years you've been active on Airbnb. It's also good practice to put in some interesting details about yourself, such as where you're from and languages spoken. Down here, you have the actual reviews written by the hosts of the properties I rented in the past. And then in your account, you can enter other details, including your personal contact info, how you prefer to receive notifications, and so on. Okay, so now that we're logged in, we'll actually do a property search. In this example, we'll search for a rental in San Diego, California. So we'll put in the dates and the number of people, and we get general results for properties that are available on those dates in San Diego. Now what we want to do is to apply filters to narrow it down based on the type of rental, our budget, amenities, and other options we prefer. First filter is to select whether we're looking to rent a room in someone's place or an entire home or apartment. In this case, we'll select entire home. And you can see that the price range adjusts automatically based on your selection. Then you want to set your price range. Important to note that this range is very helpful, as it is the nightly price including fees and taxes, which is different than the base price you see on the main screen and on the map. You can then also select the number of rooms and beds, the type of property, and if there are specific amenities you're looking for, such as free parking or even specific locations such as a beachfront property. If needed, you can also filter for properties that have accessibility features. And finally, whether you want to filter for only what Airbnb calls top-tier stays, which include superhosts and Airbnb Plus. I personally like to start by applying as many filters as possible and then going back and removing some of them if the results I get are not sufficient or not ideal. In this case, I've chosen to only get results for rentals that are managed by superhosts. So here we see the results from our search. You can also create wish lists by clicking on the little heart and simply naming your wish list, and you can then access that wish list anytime from your profile. What's fun about Airbnb is that you can search for special types of properties if you're looking for a unique experience, including tiny homes and a category called OMG. So let's say we choose the first property we see here and look at it in more detail. First, we have the photos. I like properties with lots of photos so that you get a good sense of the space, all the rooms, and even the outside area of the home. If you're planning on eating there, it's a good idea to see what appliances are available in the dining area. Here we see in the picture there's a microwave and a coffee maker and no other appliances. Then we have some highlights, such as here we see that 95% of guests gave this location a 5-star rating, which is great. And you have the cancellation terms here. You then have the detailed description of the property, which gives you a better understanding of the space and what's included. Hosts will sometimes put additional terms or rules within this description as well. Then you have the full list of amenities, and scrolling down, the all-important guest reviews, very important. Below the reviews, you have the map of the area where the property is located. You can also select the public transit feature to see what's available. In this case, we see that this property is not very close to any major public transit options. And finally, below the map, you have more details about the host of the property. You also have the option to contact the host for any questions. The check-in and check-out times and cancellation policy are also usually indicated here at the bottom of the page, as well as the official house rules. Okay, so let's say we love this property, we're interested. Let's go review the pricing before booking. Now on my account, I have the currency set in Canadian dollars, and you can customize this in your profile. If we look at the pricing breakdown, I find that Airbnb does a really good job at this, and it's presented in a very clear format. So first you have the base price per night. Then you have the cleaning fee, which is a one-time fee per booking. Then you see the Airbnb service fee. This portion does not go to the host. And finally, you have the taxes, which of course can vary depending on the regulations of the country and city you're booking the property in. So once you're ready to book, you click on reserve, review your dates here to be sure. And in this case, we see that we have 2 payment terms to choose from. We can either pay in full, or we can divide the payment paying part now and part later, which is definitely helpful if you're looking to spread out your payments with no extra fee. So if you select this option, Airbnb will send you a reminder 3 days before the final payment is charged. In terms of payment options, here we see that we can pay via credit card, so Visa, Amex, or MasterCard, via PayPal or Google Pay, and payment options can vary with each listing. So there you have it. Now, as I promised, our bonus today is a quick list of 3 key items to validate before booking any Airbnb rental. Now, I hope you're finding this video helpful and informative. If so, please give it a thumbs up, as it really helps in getting YouTube to recommend this video to other travelers such as yourself. Okay, so what are the 3 uber important items to validate? Number 1, what is the check-in process at the property you're considering? This can vary. If the host requires an in-person check-in, then you need to make sure you arrive at the agreed upon time and that you have the proper cell phone coverage wherever you are in case the host needs to contact you or that the meetup time needs to be adjusted. Other options for check-in can be either a lockbox or the host leaving the key somewhere, and in these cases they will send you instructions as well as the code for the lockbox. This can be a more flexible way to check in that is not as time dependent as the in-person check-in. Item number 2, what's the checkout process? So as we saw, cleaning fees are often standard practice, but in addition to the cleaning fee, some hosts request a certain level of cleanup before you check out, and this is not always indicated on the listing. You may, for instance, be asked to take out the trash or to put used sheets and towels in the laundry room or to wash the dishes. So this may be something you want to ask the host about in advance, especially if you're staying more than just a couple of days, if you're several people, or if you're planning on doing any considerable amount of cooking in the place. Number 3, read everything on the listing. I cannot stress this enough. Read the entire listing description, look at all the pictures, check the location on the map, and most importantly, read multiple reviews of the property. Now, if it's a newly listed property, there may not be a review or only a few reviews, which means you are taking more of a chance. So in that case, you may want to check to see if maybe the same host has other properties listed and go check the reviews on those. Or it can also be an opportunity to maybe negotiate the price or the cleaning fee. Either way, item number 3, read, read, read. Okay, so just to recap, the 3 items to validate: what is the check-in process, what is the checkout process, and read absolutely everything on the listing. So I hope you learned something new today, and to make sure you never miss out on new content, please subscribe to the channel. This way, you're always ready to go.